Okay, so we're on problem number 5 now. And I'm going to start talking about what the way the key is structured. They want this guy's derivative. So the first thing I do is I write down the definition of the derivative, and we'll certainly go through that, but I do want to look at the key, by the way. So f prime is going to be the limit as h goes to 0. And this is a good place to start. Am I seeing that? Yeah, f prime is the limit as h goes to 0. What's the next thing I put down? Probably, like a fraction bar in h. And again, we're going to look at the k. I definitely see the h part. All right. The next thing I normally would do is just simply subtract away the function. So if I did that, I would get minus, this thing's in parentheses, 2x to the minus 1/2. It's crazy looking, though, isn't it? And then minus 3. Let me point out I see that. All right. So I feel pretty comfortable with that. And the next thing up, what do you put down next? You put down the function evaluate x plus h, which is relatively simple to do. Let me write that down for you. It's going to be, the function, which is 2 times x plus h, that's what I'm evaluating at, to the minus 1/2 plus 3. All right? So I'm going to say that's done. I got that part done. I definitely see it written down over here. Now, before I go forward, I want to claim to you that it's probably a good idea as you go forward to try to get rid of some of the baggage. All right, let me talk about the baggage as a problem. I'm seeing plus 3, minus 3. They disappear. So what am I really left off with? Just this term and that term. I want to tell you they're written right over here. I definitely see that. All right? So if I were to look at this, I would say, what am I going to do now? I don't like the negative exponent, to be honest with you. So what I plan to do is to multiply by something to get rid of the negative exponent. And what I did was I multiplied by this. Now you might say, I want to do something different than that. You could. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just going to do that, all right, to get rid of it. And let me go through that with you. So if I did that, let's write this over here. This is going to be limit. And again, it isn't like you have to do that. I'm just saying it's not a bad thing to do. And what do you get here? Let's write it down. You get, on the bottom, you get h. I'm going to write these as root problems. It's going to be 2x plus h. And then it's going to be the root of 2x. That's not that bad to do. Now, the top's a little more challenging for me, but what I know about when certainly if you add the exponents together, you get 0, and that's going to be 1 then. And then you just get 2x. Let me just 2x to the half power, sorry. I can write it with a root. So I took this, multiplied by the first term. And if you did this one over here, well, the 2x, it would be raised to the 0 power, which I'm going to say is 1. What he left off with the root of. I want to point out where this is in the notes. I see it here. Whoops. I see it here. And we're good to go to the next step. All right, so why do you need to go to the next step? Aren't you done? No, I'm not done. I still can't do the limit. And the reason I can't do the limit is this h business in the bottom. It's bad news for me. So I'm going to multiply, the top and bottom by the top's conjugate. Let me write that over here. And again, we'll look at the k. The top is the root of 2x minus the root of 2x plus h. I said I'm going to multiply the top by its conjugate. So it's going to be root of 2x plus root of 2x plus h. Let's put this in the bottom. And let's see, I'm going to write a little different order. Root 2x, root 2 times x plus h. And then root 2x plus root 2x plus h. Let me show you where this is written. I got this part, and I got this part written over here. Now, what's the challenge for me to multiply it out? And let me do that for you. Limit. The bottom is fairly easy to write down. You may not enjoy writing it down, but it's easy to copy. And again, it might look like a really long-winded problem for you. What do you get on top, though? You would get 2x minus 2x plus h. The whole point of conjugates is really kind of make the problem a lot easier to look at. So if I were looking at that, you know what? I made a mistake, and it's actually I'll put the parentheses on. I'm sorry about that. I just did this. I didn't realize it until I'm looking at it. And I'll put this over here. And this is like this over here. Let me just make sure I did it in other spot. Oh, it's over here. It's not there either. Sorry about that. Let's keep going. Limit. H goes to 0. On top, what do you get? Well, you get 2x minus 2x, which there's no x's. But you do get minus 2h. I'll write the bottom down now. H root 2x root 2 times x plus h times root of 2x plus the root of 2 times x plus h. Well, what's nice, h isn't 0, so these things I can cancel off. And you're left off with, an increasingly simple problem, an easier problem. You're left off with minus 2 on top, and this is what you get in bottom. And I think we're at the point where we may be able to evaluate this thing. Okay. The limit as h goes to 0 of the top, nothing to do with h, it's minus 2. What do you see on bottom? Let's go factor by factor. The root of 2x. Well, what do you get here if h goes to 0? You get the root of 2x. All right, let's look at this. What do you get? The root of 2x. Plus, what do you get here if h goes to 0? The root of 2x. Let's keep moving. We'll look at the key later. What do you see here? I see minus 2. That's on top, by the way. I'm going to associate these two together, and if I multiply these, I just get 2x. I'm going to associate these two together. I'm going to add them together, I should say, and that's going to be 2 root x. I'm sorry, root 2x. Let me erase it. Let's reduce it. I definitely got a negative. I'm going to divide top and bottom by 2. I get 1. On bottom, I'd get 2x root 2x. Now, granted, it might seem like a really long-winded problem to you. Mistakes happen. Even as I was writing it down, I realized I made a mistake and I corrected it. But here's the problem. Am I matching the key? Because maybe I made another mistake. I just didn't see it yet. Let's take a look. I got this part, 2x root 2x. We're good to go to the next question. Thank you.